Welcome back to BG24 Public Affairs. I'm here with Donald Hill to talk about his famous Sloppy Joes. Great having you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so I just want to know, how did you come up about this?
Actually, it started when I was in Afghanistan. I was in the service, and we got a meal ready to eat that had a Sloppy Joe meal in it. And of course, it was awful. So when I got home, I put my grandmother's recipe together. And short story, that's where we're at now.
That's where we're at now. I'm loving this. And how long has this recipe been in the family?
We narrowed it down to about 1963. She started serving it. So, it's probably pretty close to there.
All right. And I also read that you guys you started at Toledo, right? Or you're alumni from Toledo. Like you said, you were in Afghanistan and everything. About how long did it take you to get this all together, about your production and the design and everything?
It took a little over a year. By the time I started and I filed for the UPC and different things that you're going to need to get into a big chain, whether getting the recipe, FDA regulations, the ingredients, to scale everything up, to the first production was roughly a year. And it was July 9th of last year was our first production. So we've been at it just over a year now.
All right, and I read that you started at a mom and pop stores around your surrounding areas. How confident were you about this ingredient?
Well, the mom and pops, first off, are a little more apt to kind of cut their teeth, let us cut our teeth out with the product. But just everything from all their support and knowing that it was a sauce that hadn't been out, besides some of the other popular ones that have been around, nothing's really come along as far as Sloppy Joe mixes in quite some time. So in that sense, I was pretty confident.
All right, and you just started a contract here with Bowling Green Public Schools to get your Sloppy Joe in their schools. How did that all come about?
We actually did FFA. We did a Future Farmers of America show. And a lot of the representatives there, they all speak to each other. And it actually, Sue Chandler, who is the food director at Bowling Green Schools, got a hold of us through that connection and wanted to introduce it to her meals. And hopefully with Toledo Public Schools coming along, Fremont, Clyde, we're starting to branch out, and it's going to be on their menus.
All right. So you have your product in a couple of stores. What stores do you have your products in?
It's quite a few. It's probably just about anywhere you would walk in and get it. It's probably too many to list, and I don't want to leave anybody off to offend them.
That's completely
But
fine.
absolutely, and there's probably not a store in Toledo, Northwest Ohio, from Southeast Michigan to Sandusky to Lima to Indiana, you can't get it.
All right, so they are here, located in BG area, because I thought
you
left
do have
this
it.
out.
Yeah, Bowling Green's, Walmart, and Kroger's both have it.
All right, I thought you left this out. I was going to be really upset about that.
No, not at all.
All right, so how about we give this here a little try? Can we do that?
Yeah, I don't know where the buns are.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So I have a question. Is there anybody else involved? I know that you said that this was you left it all down to 1963. So is there anybody else that is involved here with your product? Like, do you have any other family members here?
I do. I'm fortunate. My mother and father both retired, so that's allowed us to have some of the family members help us out. My wife works in the front office with me, so it's definitely a family affair. It just grew so fast, and like I said, I was fortunate enough to have family members that could go ahead and help us out. So everybody's pretty much helped out.
All right, so we're going to give these a try, and after we're going to try to head and get this going.
So my grandmother actually, we said in 1963, she actually started serving it too. She was a nurse, started giving it to, she was a caregiver. So she came up with the recipe to give it to her patients and stuff. And then it just, so.
All right, so let's see what this is like. Let's see what we have here.
I'll give you a little bit.
Just give me a little bit.
So we don't spill it anywhere. So ours is a little non-traditional. It's sweet and tangy. We don't use any green peppers, which is your traditional Sloppy Joe.
I'm amazed. Thank you again for being here, Donna. When we come back, we'll be chatting live with the recent backlash of a popular clothing store that was received after releasing a sweatshirt that references the tragedy that happened at Kent State University here years ago. Stay tuned.
Thank you.